Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Please hit the like button for me. That would be absolutely phenomenal. Much love to you all. We're about to check out this video of Harrison Butker, who was he's a kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe, and he's under fire right now for his commencement speech. Ladies, this might be a mixed bag right here, because in no way am I trying to step on your independence at all. But I do want to discuss this with somebody, especially ladies. So when y'all pull up, please do me a favor and hit the like button for me. That would be absolutely amazing. I'm gonna wait for more people to pull up, and then we're gonna get to it. Let's do it, do it, do it. Much love to you all, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button for me, for me, for me. Hit the like button for me. All right. What's going on, y'all? All right. So I'm about to pull this first one up. As soon as the people fill up, and hit that like button for me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Much love to you all, man. Hopefully you had an amazing day so far. I know my day has been fulfilling. What's going on, Tabitha? Welcome. Welcome to Tabitha. Much love to you. Much love to you all. Yeah. Much love to you all. Let me make sure I am up. All right. Let's see here. Hey, Tabitha. So I'm waiting for a few more people to pull up, and so we can discuss this commencement speech. What's up, Rebecca? What's going on, Rebecca? Much love to you. Please click the like button for me. That would be absolutely amazing. Let me see here. Let me see. Don't know if y'all saw it, but there's a TV show on, I believe it's ABC or NBC, and it's called Today. And I believe the name of the ladies are Hoda, and I don't know the other young lady's name, but I believe that she's a Bush daughter. Oh, thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. What's up, Wowza? Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Just gonna make sure that I get just a few people up in here before we start. That's all. That's all. And if you have not hit the notification bell, so that when I do pull up, when I do drop a video, when I do go live, then you can go ahead and make sure you're tapped in. What's up, Lisa Marie? Hello, Lisa. I don't know if y'all saw the Harrison Butker speech yet, but yeah, that joint got a few women on fire, because I get it. I get it. It seems like he's almost trying to force his beliefs on women, kind of, sort of. But it just seems to me like it seems to me like he's trying to pass on some good values to the young women. But he's a little tone deaf in the way that he did it, and how in the place that he decided to do it. Because when these young ladies struggle to get their degrees, they didn't struggle to get their degrees so they can hear someone say, okay, now forget about degree, go find yourself a man. I believe young people in general should be encouraged to prioritize marriage and family. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. Joshua, you are hitting on it right there. What's up, JoJo? Much love to JoJo. I got an unscheduled live, JoJo, where I'm checking out that video that you sent me. And from the looks of it, many people don't want to hear about this thing. JoJo just set me up, man. He set me up. He gave me a daggone topic that don't nobody care about. Much love to my baby boy, man. That's my guy. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start checking this out. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments. So this is what happened on the Today Show, because they decided to check it out. And I'm going to play it back just a little bit so you can hear when she came on, and watch how she say her day was almost ruined because of this commencement speech that she heard.
I saw, even after all my morningness, kind of lit me up. You ever been lit up in the morning?
Yes, I have. I sure have. And so, how are you?
I'm good now, but I was. So there's a kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm sure everybody knows this story. His name is Harrison Butker, and he
Ain't that George Bush's daughter? I believe that's George Bush's daughter, and her name is Jenna. So it's Hoda and Jenna. Okay.
gave a commencement at a small college in Kansas, a Catholic school, and it was, he was giving his commencement, and he offered his opinions on things, and a variety of things. And he talked about where he was speaking to the women specifically, even said that, I want to speak to you specifically. And he was talking about that he believed that they should be there for marriage and babies. That's kind of one of his suggestions. Take a listen.
Now, guys, I'm just letting y'all know that after we check out Hoda and Jenna, get pissed off and all this other stuff because they got triggered. Apparently, nobody wants to be told what they believe they should do. Like, you think this is best for me. Nobody want to be told that. But ladies was triggered by this right here. But I did see on Instagram in one post where I thought a whole bunch of people were going to be triggered, but it looks like a lot of the women were actually with him on this. But, Hoda and Jenna, they feel some other way.
Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation.
Okay, everybody was mad about that. What do you think when you heard that?
Well, I'm where I am today because I have a husband who leans into his vocation, which is being an equal partner.
Yeah.
And I tell him that
all the time. Yeah.
But also, who is he to tell us?
Don't speak for us. I think that's kind of the thing. Stop speaking for women out there, because I think there's something about it. And I'm just going to read I read something that Maria Shriver wrote. Hang on, I'm just going to find it while you do that.
Find it, would just say this.
What?
That we have all of these people that try to divide us by labels. People that stay at home are amazing. The work they do is incredible.
Yes.
So what he was saying, hold on one second. I'm finishing.
Let's not compare one to the other.
And
by a man.
Thank you. And there are lots of women who actually would like to stay at home. But because they need to earn money,
100%.
They don't even have that privilege.
It's an elitist concept to begin with.
Right. So Maria wrote it's
an elitist concept. So in the Word of God, the way that God would have us do things, that's an elitist concept. Because God made it so that it was at its most basic points. If we follow basic instructions before leaving earth, which is the Bible, the Word of God, then we can do things in the most simplest way possible, simplistic way possible. But she's saying that this is an elitist way of looking at it. It's only an elitist way of looking at it because of how we are, a great majority of us, regardless of where we are financially. We're spoiled and we're entitled. A lot of us don't have it, but we like to live like we have it. We like to move like we have it, go places like we have it, eat like we have it like that. And most of us do not. A great majority of us don't know how to grow our own fruits and vegetables. We don't know how to go hunting. We don't know how to fish. Like, there's a lot of things that are just the basic things, basic necessities, basic skills that if we did know, we wouldn't need so much money so that there has to be a two-parent household. Two incomes in the household, that the man can actually go out there and make the money, bring it back for his family, and make sure everybody's good. But unfortunately, that's not the world we live for the most part. But it could be if we learn how to live according to our means, which a great deal of us do not know how to do. So, but I'm going to come back to this because, well, I'm going to play a little bit more of this, but I'm going to play his entire speech just to see if I, hear something that now I have a better understanding why they're so pissed off.
Just let me read one thing. Okay, she wrote, she speaks a lot, then she talks about herself. As a woman who has leaned into my vocation of living a meaningful life and working inside and outside the home, not only to raise good humans, but also raise up our country in various ways, I think it's demeaning to women to imply that their choices outside of wife and motherhood pale into comparison to that of homemaker. It took a revolution to get women to vote, to get women birth control pills, to get women to be able to put their names on a checking account, to get them maternity leave, to get them anything close to pay equity.
And she will be right. She's naming a whole bunch of things that women had to fight for in order to receive. Because I don't know if y'all remember this. Listen, I'm not going to be all over the place. I'm going to tell you the truth based off of what I remember. And if you know anything to be different, please feel free to school me. School the heck out of me. Drop the comments below and everything. Just let me know what the real is. But women did have to fight to get their rights in the way that they wanted to get them, because they wanted some independence. They wanted their own money. They wanted their own security. Sometimes they just wanted to be able to have a voice. But the way that things were supposed to be set up was so that the man can go out there and do everything out there, so that the man can be the vote for the household. See, the man is supposed to be the actual leader in making all those decisions outside, so that the woman not have to concern herself with all of that. But that didn't happen in the real world. We already know how that's happening. But when I say the real world, I mean America for the most part, because other cultures, they do actually move like that. They do. There's many cultures that do allow the man to just lead and the woman just take care of her part as well. Are they equal? Yeah, they're equal. They equally do what they are supposed to do. They equally do their fair share. They hold down their posts. That's what it's supposed to be. It's not like the man is supposed to do a whole lot more than the woman, and the woman is supposed to do a whole lot more than the man. It's not supposed to go like that. We are supposed to have our roles, and if we do it correctly, we will all win, and our families will continue to grow, and we will start to teach those values and everything to the generations behind us, so that there could be more people in the future. It will carry on our country and our world far longer than where we're going right now with no rules. There is no rules. Everybody want their own. I want my own money. I want my own this. I want my own that. And now the households are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. People are barely even having children anymore. So what this guy was trying to do was speak some values into these young ladies. Now, did he do it improperly? That's subjective. There is no right or wrong way specifically. Like a textbook way of speaking to somebody where they won't get offended. But the way that he addressed these students from a real place that was real to him. And his relationship with God and his family is real to him. His communications with his wife and taking in what makes her happy and fulfilled is real to him. And I'm speaking as a husband and a father, and I understand how it feels to make sure that your family are good, and they actually are. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna play this entire speech because I want us to have a conversation. But when I came across this, they are speaking for the women, so we can't discount what they're saying. Like, if you're a man or you're a woman, I don't care. These women still have a voice, and they need to be heard. And they are actually right, because women did have to fight for a place. They had to fight for a place. But we should, if we would have kept things God's way, will we be better off? Maybe. Or not. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But I'm actually thankful that women have some power, and women have the same ambitions and drive and hustle and grind as anybody else, as men as well as anybody, because that makes us stronger. That makes us stronger, and it puts people in positions who have a different way of looking at things and who can reach certain people that I can't reach. You know what I mean? It's something like when raising the children in the household, depending on the conversation or the topic, I can't reach my daughters as much as my wife can reach my daughters. But then there's other times where she can't reach my sons the way that I can reach my sons. But even on the part about, even on some of the sides when it comes to nurturing, being the nurturer of the house, my wife can reach that nurturing side of my sons that I can't reach, because they probably feel like they have to hold up a certain type of, you know, like I can't cry around him, or I can't show my emotions around him because he might think I'm soft or something like that. But around their mom, they can do that because they know that they're not going to be judged for that, if that makes any sense. So that's why their perspective is extremely important. But I am going to play the speech because I want us to all hear it.
To get elected to office and to get them where they are today. She wrote, "Oh my gosh, don't get me going." But I think that there's a thing about somebody speaking for.
Yeah.
And he may be speaking for a lot of people, but you can't speak for everyone.
I just think divisive
Yes.
commentary
Yes.
that makes women feel like they are better doing one thing than the other
Right.
is not what we need.
You get
right?
to women get to decide.
Yeah, and by the way,
what they want to do.
None of the choices are easy.
Right.
Like, did we learn nothing from America Ferrera's monologue in Barbie? It is so hard to be a woman.
Yeah.
He hasn't had the opportunity to do that yet.
Now, see, and they're getting a little off. They're not even trying to understand you. You see how when I talk about this whole situation, at least I'm trying to understand the point of view of the woman's side. You know what I mean? And I shouldn't. I mean, I don't have to try to understand it, but at least I'm trying to, because that's how you have any type of productive conversation. You try to understand both sides, but they aren't even trying to understand what he's telling them. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, y'all need to understand this. We are a little past the times of playing games. We don't have the luxury to play games. If we have the opportunity to stand in front of our future leaders, then we need to tell them something that's real. We need to tell them something that's real. Like if he would have came up there and gave them the same cookie cutter speech that everybody else gives, you can be whatever you want to be. You can go as far as you want to go. You can blah, blah, blah. You can soar and all that other stuff. Everybody else is going to say that in the commencement speech. Nobody's going to come there from a point of view of God's way of looking at things and try to address the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is only there because of how our young ladies are allowing themselves to be treated nowadays. How they move. We see how they're moving. We see how they're allowing themselves to be treated. So why wouldn't he take that opportunity to try to express to them some godly love? You know what I mean? It probably wasn't the right time. I see some of y'all, somebody actually said that he tried to force that on them. He wasn't trying to force anything. Like, if you come to the commencement speech and you tell me that I need to be all I want to be, I can take offense to that, because maybe I don't want to be all I want to be. Maybe I want to do the bare minimum. Maybe I don't want to do anything in my vocation or in my field of my degree. Maybe I don't want to. Maybe I was just doing this to satisfy my mom or to satisfy my father, or just to keep up with my friends. I just went to school because all my friends went to school. And you come here telling me that I need to be successful after this. Yeah, anybody could take offense to anything, but he wasn't trying to force anything to anybody. But if you look at anything from the purview of a closed mind, like if your periphery is already negative and you're attacking a situation rather than approaching it with care and an objective way of thinking, then you're done. The conversation is done already. You know what I mean? So what we're about to do, we're going to check this joint out. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments about this speech, because Harrison Butker, hey, you got to keep it a buck. He did piss some people off. He pissed some people off. And hopefully y'all are here with me through the entire speech, because I think it's important that we check it out. He was coming from the place of, of a God-fearing guy, God and family first. I'm the same way when it comes to that. I put God and family before anything. But I'm a sinner. I don't think he says he a sinner. He probably presents himself as perfectly pure and all that other stuff. I do not. All right. I'm still working on me. All right. But let me read some of these comments just to see what y'all are talking about, just to see if we good in here. And I see from the poll that you all have voted 77% so far of you said that college age women should be encouraged to prioritize marriage. So 77% of y'all voted that. So that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? If he was speaking at a Catholic school, why is anyone surprised by his traditional values? Man, shout out to Lisa Marie for dropping those nuggets. Dropping those nuggets. Yes, Lord, that's what I'm talking about. RH, are you still here, RH? Because RH really has an issue for the position that he took. For real. Yeah, I don't know if that's a he or a she, if RH is a he or a she, but RH is really taking issue with what he says he's coming from a privileged position, says Harrison Butker is a house slave. He want women to be a house slave. Then you ain't gotta take it there, man. You ain't gotta take it there. Only that high because this is an echo chamber. No, I would love to hear what you got to say. This is not an echo chamber. If anywhere I am, it's not an echo chamber. But the echo, I wish that the echo was that God's love should prevail. That's what I wish the echo chamber was. I wish that women will, that young women and young men will want to do things the right way from the beginning. I wish that we focused on prolonging, human beings and everything we stand for in our country and everything. I wish that was the case, but unfortunately, that's not the case. I guess that makes me a work slave then. Hey, well, that's what they say. So feel free to judge all you want, but answer that poll for me. And again, the only price of admission is to hit that like button. We are about to check out this Harrison Butker joint. This is where the edit starts. We are about to check out this Harrison Butker commencement speech, and I am watching for all of your commentary that you have below in the live stream. And let's get to it. Let's go. Hold on one second. I just now heard something else. That was not the video that I started. Okay, let's go.
Gentlemen of the class of 2024, I would like to start off by congratulating all of you for successfully making it to this achievement today. I'm sure your high school graduation was not what you had imagined, and most likely, neither was your first couple years of college. By making it to this moment through all the adversity thrown your way from COVID, I hope you learned the important lessons that suffering in this life is only temporary. As a group, you witnessed firsthand how bad leaders who don't stay in their lane can have a negative impact on society. It is through this lens that I want to take stock of how we got to where we are and where we want to go, as citizens and yes, as Catholics. One last thing before I begin. I want to be sure to thank President Minnis and the board for their invitation to speak. When President Minnis first reached out a couple of months ago, I had originally said no. You see, last year I gave the commencement address at my alma mater, Georgia Tech, and I felt that one graduation speech was more than enough, especially for someone who isn't a professional speaker. But of course, President Minnis used his gift of persuasion and spoke to the many challenges you all faced throughout the COVID fiasco and how you missed out on so many milestones the rest of us older people have taken for granted. While COVID might have played a large role throughout your formative years, it is not unique. Bad policies and poor leadership have negatively impacted major life issues. Things like abortion, IVF, surrogacy, euthanasia, as well as a growing support for degenerate cultural values in media, all stem from the pervasiveness of disorder.
Degenerate culture values. He is trying to attack something real that is destroying our nature. Our nation is destroying the fabric of what we stand for.
Our own nation is led by a man who publicly and proudly proclaims his Catholic faith, but at the same time is delusional enough to make the sign of the cross during a pro-abortion rally. He has been so vocal in his support for the murder of innocent babies that I'm sure to many people it appears that you can be both Catholic and pro-choice. He is not alone. From the man behind the COVID lockdowns to the people pushing dangerous gender ideologies onto the youth of America, they all have a glaring thing in common. They are Catholic. This is an important reminder that being Catholic alone doesn't cut it. These are the sorts of things we are told in polite society to not bring up. You know, the difficult and unpleasant things. But if we are going to be men and women for this time in history, we need to stop pretending that the Church of Nice is a winning proposition. We must always speak and act in charity, but never mistake charity for cowardice.
We must always speak and act in charity, but never mistake charity for cowardice. So far, so good. I'm sorry, so far, so good. That's all I'm going to listen. So far, he said nothing wrong. And as you can see from this message that I just now shared from Trav, he is a Catholic and spoke at a Catholic school. They invited him knowing his leanings. People mad are manufacturing undue anger. Shout out to you for that, bro. That was good.
It is safe to say that over the past few years, I've gained quite the reputation for speaking my mind. I never envisioned myself nor wanted to have this sort of a platform, but God has given it to me, so I have no other choice but to embrace it and preach more hard truths about accepting your lane and staying in it. As members of the church founded by Jesus Christ, it is our duty and ultimately privilege to be authentically and unapologetically Catholic. Don't be mistaken, even within the church, people in polite Catholic circles will try to persuade you to remain silent. There even was an award-winning film called Silence, made by a fellow Catholic, wherein one of the main characters, a Jesuit priest, abandoned the church and as an apostate, when he died, is seen grasping a crucifix, quiet and unknown to anyone but God. As a friend of Benedictine College, His Excellency Bishop Robert Barron said in his review of the film, it was exactly what the cultural elite want to see in Christianity: private, hidden away, and harmless. Our Catholic faith has always been countercultural. Our Lord, along with countless followers, were all put to death for their adherence to her teachings. The world around us says that we should keep our beliefs to ourselves whenever they go against the tyranny of diversity, equity, and inclusion. We fear speaking truth because now, unfortunately, truth is in the minority. Congress just passed a bill where stating something as basic as the biblical teaching of who killed Jesus could land you in jail.
I'm sorry, what? A bill was passed saying that if you talk about Jesus, you can be arrested? So you mean to tell me that these are not the times where we need to be serious about how we navigate ourselves and how we help these young people navigate their futures as well? Come on, man. Come on. We gotta use. He said the point of view that he is attacking this speech. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
But make no mistake, before we even attempt to fix any of the issues plaguing society, we must first get our own house in order, and it starts with our leaders. The bishops and priests appointed by God as our spiritual fathers must be rightly ordered.
People who disagree with what he said to these young ladies, for everything that he's saying, I want you to please keep that same energy. Do that for me. Because he's saying a lot. So for point for point, please follow along and continue to disagree with what he's saying. All right? All right.
There's not enough time today for me to list all the stories of priests and bishops misleading their flocks, but none of us can blame ignorance anymore and just blindly proclaim that that's what Father said. Because sadly, many priests we are looking to for leadership are the same ones who prioritize their hobbies or even photos with their dogs and matching outfits for the parish directory. It's easy for us laymen and women to think that in order for us to be holy, that we must be active in our parish and try to fix it. Yes, we absolutely should be involved in supporting our parishes, but we cannot be the source for our parish priests to lean on to help with their problems. Just as we look at the relationship between a father and his son, so too should we look at the relationship between a priest and his people. It would not be appropriate for me to always be looking to my son for help when it is my job as his father to lead him. St. Jose Maria Escriva states that priests are ordained to serve and should not yield to temptation to imitate lay people, but to be priests through and through. Tragically, so many priests revolve much of their happiness from the adulation they receive from their parishioners, and in searching for this, they let their guard down and become overly familiar. This undue familiarity will prove to be problematic every time, because as my teammate's girlfriend says, familiarity breeds contempt. St. Jose Maria continues that some want to see the priest as just another man. That is not so. They want to find in the priest those virtues proper to every Christian, and indeed every honorable man: understanding, justice, a life of work, priestly work in this instance, and good manners. It is not prudent as the laity for us to consume ourselves in becoming amateur theologians so that we can decipher this or that theological teaching, unless, of course, you are a theology major. We must be intentional with our focus on our state in life and our own vocation. And for most of us, that's as married men and women. Still, we have so many great resources at our fingertips that it doesn't take long to find traditional and timeless teachings that haven't been ambiguously reworded for our times. Plus, there are still many good and holy priests, and it's up to us to seek them out. The chaos of the world is unfortunately reflected in the chaos in our parishes, and sadly, in our cathedrals too. As we saw during the pandemic, too many bishops were not leaders at all. They were motivated by fear of being sued, fear of being removed, fear of being disliked. They showed by their actions, intentional or unintentional, that the sacraments don't actually matter. Because of this, countless people died alone without access to the sacraments, and it's a tragedy we must never forget. As Catholics, we can look to so many examples of heroic shepherds who gave their lives for their people, and ultimately, the church. We cannot buy into the lie that the things we experienced during COVID were appropriate. Over the centuries, there have been great wars, great famines, and yes, even great diseases, all that came with a level of lethality and danger. But in each of those examples, church leaders leaned into their vocations and ensured that their people received the sacraments. Great saints like St. Damien of Malachi, who knew the dangers of his ministry, stayed for 11 years as a spiritual leader to the leper colonies of Hawaii. His heroism is looked at today as something set apart and unique, when ideally, it should not be unique at all. For as a father loves his child, so a shepherd should love his spiritual children too. That goes even more so for our bishops, these men who are present-day apostles. Our bishops once had adoring crowds of people kissing their rings and taking in their every word, but now relegate themselves to a position of inconsequential existence. Now, when a bishop of a diocese or the bishops' conference as a whole puts out an important document on this matter or that, nobody even takes a moment to read it, let alone follow it. No. Today, our shepherds are far more concerned with keeping the doors open to the chancery than they are with saying the difficult stuff out loud. It seems that the only time you hear from your bishops is when it's time for the annual appeal, whereas we need our bishops to be vocal about the teachings of the church, setting aside their own personal comfort and embracing their cross. Our bishops are not politicians, but shepherds. So instead of fitting in the world by going along to get along, they too need to stay in their lane and lead.
That's what the Bible says, right? It says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. It says, do not be of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. But a lot of times people just play to their strengths. They play to their opportunities. They believe that they're doing the smart thing for their families. Let's say we, I'm not going to say they, we believe we're doing the smart thing for our families. We're doing the safe thing for our families. Most of us don't have the answers, right? And then with all of these religions, it's very difficult for us to really believe in one religion. And if we all believe in God, then you have hundreds of denominations, probably even thousands of denominations, where everyone worship differently. So it just confuses the heck out of everyone. Like, for instance, I'm not a Catholic, and I don't believe that your prayers should go through another man before it goes to God. That's the reason why I that's something that I vehemently disagree with Catholics on. I don't believe that your prayers should have to go through another man before going up to God. I don't believe that. But none of us have all of the answers. And something that really pisses me off is that a lot of you present yourselves as the ones with the answers, and you really don't have them. But then when someone else give you their point of view publicly, then we feel like we feel like we should be able to stone them. Let's stone them. Let's try to get rid of them. Let's try to cancel them. But you're going to see something that's going to happen at the end of this speech that's going to show that all of this made up anger is nothing but it's nothing but Satan showing himself. That's it. It's really Satan showing himself. People want to be upset for some strange reason. Y'all don't even want to be happy. You don't even want to get along with one another. You only want to get along with people who are in your, as RH said before, inside of the stream, the chat. You only want to get along with people who are in your echo chamber. People who will say exactly what you think. And if they don't, then you want to be done with them. Me, I really don't have an issue with people who don't believe in God, but I do know what works for me, so I encourage it. So if I speak to the wrong group of individuals and I start to incorporate God into my speech, then it will offend some people. It will. But that's not my intent. And that's what I go off of. If it's not in your, if you don't have ill intent and you're coming from a good place and you're speaking from the heart, say what you got to say. Don't just hold it back and then try to debate somebody later who actually did open their mouths and say what they had to say. They actually said it with their chest, or as the youngin said, they stood on business. All right. So that's what he's doing. He's coming from a real place and he's trying to give them some jewels and he's walking up to his point. So we're going to continue watching this joint, man.
I say all of this not from a place of anger, as we get the leaders we deserve. But this does make me reflect on staying in my lane and focusing on my own vocation and how I can be a better father and husband and live in the world, but not be of it. Focusing on my vocation while praying and fasting for these men will do more for the church than me complaining about her leaders. Because there seems to be so much confusion coming from our leaders, there needs to be concrete examples for people to look to in places like Benedictine, a little Kansas college built high on a bluff above the Missouri River, are showing the world how an ordered, Christ-centered existence is the recipe for success. You need to look no further than the examples all around this campus, where over the past 20 years, enrollment has doubled, construction and revitalization are a constant part of life, and people, the students, the faculty and staff, are thriving. This didn't happen by chance. In a deliberate movement to embrace traditional Catholic values, Benedictine has gone from just another liberal arts school with nothing to set it apart to a thriving beacon of light and a reminder to us all that when you embrace tradition, success, worldly and spiritual, will follow. I am certain the reporters at the AP could not have imagined that their attempt to rebuke and embarrass places and people like those here at Benedictine wouldn't be met with anger, but instead met with excitement and pride. Not the deadly sin sort of pride that has an entire month dedicated to it, but the true God-centered pride.
Uh-oh. Let me play that one back just a little bit. Y'all heard that. I know y'all heard that. I got to play that one. Y'all saw what he just now touched on. I'm not even going to listen. I'm not going to say nothing, but y'all saw what he just now touched on. Watch this.
Attempt to rebuke and embarrass places and people like those here at Benedictine wouldn't be met with anger, but instead met with excitement and pride. Not the deadly sin sort of pride that has an entire month dedicated to it.
Not the deadly sin sort of pride that has an entire month dedicated to it. Shout out to President Barack Obama. Okay. You missed that one. Did that one go over your head? You'll catch that one on your ride home. You're going to catch it later if you didn't catch it just now.
but the true God-centered pride that is cooperating with the Holy Ghost to glorify Him. Reading that article now shared all over the world, we see that in the complete surrender of self and a turning towards Christ, you will find happiness. Right here in a little town in Kansas, we find many inspiring lay people using their talents. President Minnis, Dr. Swafford, and Dr. Zimmerer are a few great examples right here on this very campus that will keep the light of Christ burning bright for generations to come. Being locked in with your vocation and staying in your lane is going to be the surest way for you to find true happiness and peace in this life. It is essential that we focus on our own state in life, whether that be as a layperson, a priest, or a religious. Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2024, you are sitting at the edge of the rest of your lives. Each of you has the potential to leave a legacy that transcends yourselves and this era of human existence.
Now, just to let y'all know, we got a little bit more to go. I really want to listen to this with you all. Don't leave, and hit the like button. All right, so the reason why we're listening to this whole thing is because something that messes us up as a people is we get all bent out of shape off of a sound bite, lacking context. Again, a lot of times we get bent out of shape over a sound bite that just goes through social media. They only take that one piece out. That, oh, I'm offended. Did you see that he said this? Oh, he said that about girls? Oh my gracious, I'm gonna send it to other people to make them upset. Send it to other people to make them upset. But lacking context with anything will piss you off. So we're getting some context. And hopefully y'all share the context the same way you share the little sound bite of lie.
In the small ways, by living out your vocation, you will ensure that God's church continues and the world is enlightened by your example. For the ladies present today, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now about to cross this stage and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation. I'm beyond blessed with the many talents God has given me, but it cannot be overstated that all of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school.
My man about to cry and everything, man. He is in love with this lady. You know what I mean? How did this piss somebody off? I don't understand this. How did this piss? Okay, we're going to continue to play it. We're going to continue because he met his lady in middle school in band camp. And I met my wife in the 10th grade inside of the principal's office. I'll tell y'all a little about that later.
Would convert to the faith, become my wife, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker.
The only way a woman could get mad at this is if their husband or their boyfriend do not love them the same way he loves his wife, and you are a straight up hater. That's what you are. You're a hater. He said nothing wrong so far. He showed love to his wife. He said he wouldn't be the man that he is today if it wasn't for his wife. Where's the disrespect? Where's the triggering part right now? I don't get it. This dude started. I thought the ladies like a tear or two from a man. I thought y'all like when a man tap into his softer side, his emotional side. What happened? Man, this, I don't get it.
She's a primary educator to our children. She's the one who ensures I never let football or my business become a distraction from that of a husband and father. She's the person that knows me best at my core and it is through our marriage that, Lord willing, we will both attain salvation. I say all of this to you because I have seen it firsthand, how much happier someone can be when they disregard the outside noise and move closer and closer to God's will in their life. Isabel's dream of having a career might not have come true, but if you asked her today if she has any regrets on her decision, she would laugh out loud without hesitation and say, heck no.
Well, that's the privileged part right there, bro. You're a rich NFL football star. So, of course you're going to say, heck no! Look at all these rings. Look at all this money, the smelly money. Smell that money. Look at the parking lot. Look at this big old house. Of course I'm not pissed off. Of course she's not mad, man. But if y'all was struggling, if you couldn't get no job, if you was just drinking all daggone day because opportunities, you couldn't find any opportunities where you live, you know what I mean? That's different. So, you know, I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to give the people what there's still some people out there. You probably left already. I doubt anybody that don't agree with this guy is still here. That's how echo chambers are filled, because the people who have their reservations or they have their objections, they're like, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this. I'm gone. Y'all some sheep. And then they leave, lacking context, so that they can move on to their next conversation, their next debate, and see if they can, you know, make some separations there, see if they can make things dark there. That's not what's happening here. What's happening here is he is slow walking you into some common sense. And when people start hearing the truth, they bounce. When the light shows up, the darkness leaves. Huh?
As a man who gets a lot of praise and has been given a platform to speak to audiences like this one today, I pray that I always use my voice for God and not for myself. Everything I am saying to you is not from a place of wisdom, but rather a place of experience. I am hopeful that these words will be seen as those from a man not much older than you, who feels it is imperative that this class, this generation, and this time in our society must stop pretending that the things we see around us are normal. Heterodox ideas abound even within Catholic circles, for let's be honest, there is nothing good about playing God with having children, whether that be your ideal number or the perfect time to conceive. No matter how you spin it, there is nothing natural about Catholic birth control. It is only in the past few years that I have grown in courage to speak more boldly and directly, because as I mentioned earlier, I have leaned into my vocation as a husband and father, and as a man. To the gentleman here today, part of what plagues our society is this lie that has been told to you that men are not necessary in the home or in our communities.
Now, leaning into your vocation, I'm going to allow him to finish, but I just want to speak on this for a second. When I tell people that my wife never been to a service station with her car, that seems like it's foreign. Like a man can't take care of the cars. Men take care of the cars. Some men don't take their cars to service stations at all. Some men are more manly than me. They get up under the car and they fix whatever's messed up. But I do everything that men are supposed to do in the family. And my wife does everything that women are supposed to do in the family. And we don't struggle to do our parts. Mine come with some difficulty. Hers come with some difficulty. But guess what? We are here together to make sure that our lives together are less difficult. We are here together to make sure that our children's lives are less difficult. We work together to make sure that we reach our financial goals faster and that we maintain it and that we continue to elevate. So there's a whole bunch of positivity that comes with this leaning into your vocation type thing. Just because he says lean into your vocation does not mean that you should lack ambition and not want to do great things. He's not saying that at all. But if you hear it that way, that's because you wanted to hear it that way, because you wanted to argue.
As men, we set the tone of the culture, and when that is absent, disorder, dysfunction, and chaos set in. This absence of men in the home is what plays a large role in the violence we see all around the nation. Other countries do not have nearly the same absentee father rates as we find here in the U.S., and a correlation could be made in their drastically lower violence rates as well. Be unapologetic in your masculinity, fighting against the cultural emasculation of men. Do hard things. Never settle for what is easy. You might have a talent that you don't necessarily enjoy, but if it glorifies God, maybe you should lean into that over something that you might think suits you better. I speak from experience as an introvert who now finds myself as an amateur public speaker and an entrepreneur, something I never thought I'd be when I received my industrial engineering degree. The road ahead is bright. Things are changing, society is shifting, and people, young and old, are embracing tradition. Not only has it been my vocation that has helped me and those closest to me, but not surprising to many of you, should be my outspoken embrace of the traditional Latin Mass. I've been very vocal in my love and devotion to the TLM and its necessity for our lives. But what I think gets misunderstood is that people who attend the TLM do so out of pride or preference. I can speak to my own experience, but for most people I have come across within these communities, this simply is not true. I do not attend the TLM because I think I am better than others, or for the smells and bells, or even for the love of Latin. I attend the TLM because I believe, just as the God of the Old Testament was pretty particular in how he wanted to be worshiped, the same holds true for us today. It is through the TLM that I encountered order and began to pursue it in my own life. Aside from the TLM itself, too many of our sacred traditions have been relegated to things of the past, when in my parish, things such as Ember Days, days when we fast and pray for vocations and for our priests, are still adhered to. The TLM is so essential that I would challenge each of you to pick a place to move where it is readily available. A lot of people have complaints about the parish or the community, but we should not sacrifice the Mass for community. I prioritize the TLM even if the parish isn't beautiful, the priest isn't great, or the community isn't amazing. I still go to the TLM because I believe the holy sacrifice of the Mass is more important than anything else. I say this knowing full well that when each of you rekindle your knowledge and adherence to many of the Church's greatest traditions, you will see how much more colorful and alive your life can and should be. As you move on from this place and enter into the world, know that you will face many challenges. Sadly, I'm sure many of you know of the countless stories of good and active members of this community who, after graduation and moving away from the Benedictine bubble, have ended up moving in with their boyfriend or girlfriend prior to marriage. Some even leave the church and abandon God. It is always heartbreaking to hear these stories.
Okay, so just because somebody leave the church does not mean that they are abandoning God. Please stop down. That right there, I will say is BS. I call BS on that one. Just because you leave the church do not mean that you are abandoning God. But I did also notice that when he started talking about the what you call it, the things that men are supposed to do, like when we lean into our vocation, there was no issue with that. When he said lean into your masculinity, lean into your man. He didn't say, the way you hear women talking about his speech, you would think he was telling the men to go beat their wives and say, fix me a sandwich. You would think that that's like, from what I've been hearing, you would think that he was telling people to slap their wife in the face and tell her, go fix me a sandwich. And flare your nostrils when you say it. Pat, shut up, women. Go fix me a sandwich. Pat, 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 pat. Don't, just because you leave the church, it does not mean that you're leaving God. Don't believe that at all. All right? If you believe that, then you gotta go somewhere and pray. Go somewhere and pray on your life, because that's not true at all.
There's a desire to know what happened and what went wrong. What you must remember is that life is about doing the small things well, setting yourself up for success, and surrounding yourself with people who continually push you to be the best version of you. I say this all the time, that iron sharpens iron. It's a great reminder that those closest to us should be making us better. If you are dating someone who doesn't even share your faith, how do you expect that person to help you become a saint? If your friend group is filled with people who only think about what you're doing next weekend and are not willing to have those difficult conversations, how can they help sharpen you? As you prepare to enter into the workforce, it is extremely important that you actually think about the places you are moving to. Who is the bishop? What kind of parishes are there? Do they offer the TLM and have priests who embrace their priestly vocation? Cost of living must not be the only arbiter of your choices. For a life without God is not a life at all, and the cost of salvation is worth more than any career.
A life without God. I gotta play that again. That was good. How come I'm not hearing that one? That right there should have been a hot take. That right there should have been a daggone hot take. Here we go.
All the time that iron sharpens iron. It's a great reminder that those closest to us should be making us better. If you are dating someone who doesn't even share your faith, how do you expect that person to help you become a saint?
Bruh, he's dropping bars. What are you talking about, man? He's saying that you shouldn't be you shouldn't be unequally yoked. If they don't have the same faith and values as you, where you think your family is going to go? You're going to be trying to lead, and she's going to be all over the daggone place. She's going to be thinking about you. She's going to be doing her own thing. Where are the rules coming from? All right, they're not coming from God's law. So where are y'all making them up as you go? Are we allowing society to make up the rules for us? What's the word? Are we allowing our friends to make the rules, like based off of how their relationships are? Are we going to bring that to our homes and say that this is how things are supposed to be? This dude is speaking, he's spitting facts.
If your friend group is filled with people who only think about what you're doing next weekend and are not willing to have those difficult conversations, how can they help sharpen you? As you prepare to enter into the workforce, it is extremely important that you actually think about the places you are moving to. Who is the bishop? What kind of parishes are there? Do they offer the TLM and have priests who embrace their priestly vocation? Cost of living must not be the only arbiter of your choices. For a life without God is not a life at all, and the cost of salvation is worth more than any career.
Bars. Bars. This dude is spitting facts, man. This right here should have been the sound bite. What you talking about, man? I'll probably make a short with this part right here, because that was nice.
I'm excited for the future, and I pray that something I have said will resonate as you move on to the next chapter of your life. Never be afraid to profess the one holy, Catholic, and Apostolic Church, for this is the church that Jesus Christ established, through which we receive sanctifying grace. I know that my message today had a little less fluff than is expected for these speeches, but I believe that this audience and this venue is the best place to speak openly and honestly about who we are and where we all want to go, which is heaven. I thank God for Benedictine College and for the example it provides to the world. I thank God for men like President Minnis who are doing their part for the kingdom. Come to find out, you can have an authentically Catholic college and a thriving football program. Make no mistake, you are entering into mission territory in a post-God world, but you were made for this, and with God by your side and a constant striving for virtue within your vocation, you too can be a saint. Christ is King to the heights.
Hold on, is that a standing ovation? Did he receive a standing ovation? Paula, hey Paula, somebody check on Paula. Because Paula said, FYI, most of the people in the crowd were booing him. They was booing him while standing up. Paula? Where's Paula? Somebody check on her. There's always one. You know we love you, Paula, but I got to mess with you because you wrote this right here. You said that most of the people in the crowd were booing him. And this right here looked like a standing ovation to me. Let's double it back. Let's play it again.
Christ is King to the heights.
And it seemed like everybody was standing up. They was getting to the and it looked like most of the graduates stood up, which is more important because I was actually looking at their parents. I was looking at their parents and everything. Where in the world is Paula? Somebody check on Paula. Is she all right? Baby needs some milk. Where's Paula? This was amazing, bro. What you talking about? There was no booze. There was no booze. Where is Paula? Somebody check on Paula, please. Hey, Paula, what booze was you talking about? Hey, Paula, somebody check on Paula, please. Hey, Paula, somebody seen Paula? Where's Paula? Where's the booze at? Because, hey, exactly. She. Somebody check on Paula, man. I think Paula needs some milk. Hey, where was she? She was saying a lot of stuff before they started standing up clapping. Hey, Paula, somebody go get Paula. Where is Paula, man? Somebody go get Paula, bruh. Because she wrote this and she was serious about it. She said FYI, and that means for your information. You know, like she's schooling me. She's like, for your information, you know, for your information, sir. Most of the people in the crowd were booing. Paula, where you go? Your last name not your first name not Karen, is it? Okay, that was not nice. Yeah. It's gonna be a damn good show. A damn good show. Yeah. Best auntie ever. Listen, I'm just having fun. She know. Listen, somebody go tell Paula that I'm not messing with her. Listen, I think she's cool. I think she's amazing. Best auntie ever. You're absolutely right. I'm just having a little bit of fun. But you know, usually I like to call out the people. Look at Paula's pic. She is probably one of those single. Okay, that's not nice. See, best auntie ever. They picking on Paula. They talking about she's a cat lady, and she is not a cat lady. It's gonna be a damn good show. Damn good show. Yeah. Okay, now I gotta check out some daggone. I gotta check out the conservative twins. That's what I gotta check out. Conservative twins. I like checking out the conservative twins. I just now thinking about them. I gotta check them out. See what they talking about. See what they talking about. All right. So y'all let me know which one. The one with Bill Burr or the one with the mayor with the mayor of New York. Is that the mayor? That's the governor of New York. I'm a mod on Twitch. So I will be watching here too. Thank you so much, Mom. Best auntie ever. Y'all are dope. Somebody go get Paula, man. Tell her that I ain't mean no harm. Tell her that Lisa Marie was not trying to be mean to her. Tell her that Lisa Marie was just trying to help her. All right? Yeah, tell her that. Let's go. Damn good show.
Yeah. Got a new show for y'all. Got a damn good show. The mayor of New York, he's starting to wake up, ain't he? I mean, I seen some videos, man. He made some. Looks like he's starting to think.
He's starting to think.
Well, this video about to show is going to be highly disappointing. Okay, so he reverted to his old ways, huh? Yeah. These Negroes will never learn. No, man, it's just the liberal Negro is a detriment to this country.
What?
No, they are, man. No. The liberal Negro, the way he thinks. It's going to be the death of all of us. All right, let's go to the video. You know that, right? Huh? They're going to bring us all down to that level. It won't be them. Broke and stupid.
States, those jobs that we are in high demand, we could expedite. How do we have a large body of people that are in our city and country that are excellent swimmers, and at the same time, we need lifeguards? And the only obstacle is that we won't give them the right to work to become a lifeguard. That just doesn't make sense.
You don't make sense.
But if we had a plan that say you have a shortage of food service workers and those who fit the criteria, we're going to expedite you. If you have the experience that you are a nurse, which you have a nursing shortage, and we will expedite you. And that's the same with lifeguards. So we have all these eligible people waiting to work with the skills we need to fill the jobs, but we're unable to allow them.
Just because they can swim, just because they can swim don't mean they'll be great lifeguards. Imagine you out in the ocean, you at the beach swimming, you white, something happened, you cramp or you get caught in a rip current, then a Mexican come out, hey, andale, go over here. Pendejo.
You said bandejo.
You can't read. Ben. Hey, you can't raise no family as a lifeguard. How much they make? That tells you how much lifeguards get paid. You know why you can't fill that position? You ain't paying them shit. You probably paying them minimum wage.
Well, when Joe Biden used to be a lifeguard, he used to let black kids rub on the white hairs of his leg, and because they was wet and they would curl up, and then they would watch it go flat, and then they would watch it curl up again. And then the black kids taught him about roaches. That was around the time where he whooped Corn Pop's ass. Okay.
I don't even think they make that. I think it's all volunteer work. So he wants a bunch of illegal immigrants to come to this country and make them volunteer their time and work for free. Well, does that make any sense? I think they get paid. Man, people don't get paid shit. You can't.
Still saying that people don't get paid. Hey, listen, man. I'm glad. Sometimes you gotta watch their videos because they are hilarious, bro.
Raise no family as a lifeguard. Hold up, I ought to look up lifeguard. Lifeguards in New York City. That's all volunteer work. No, they get paid, Kevin. How much? It's probably minimum wage. It don't make sense what he's saying about nurses, right? It's going to pollute the that career, man. You're gonna diminish that career because these people are gonna work for the. Hey, shut up! I'm talking. Look, they're gonna. Hey, look. You say, hey, did you hear me over here talking? Hey, what's wrong with you? No, I started talking. And you just gonna cut me off? Yeah, see, what's going good, and now you just want to keep talking. No, I want to say something. Say it, Kevin. Like he said, we got a nursing shortage, so bring in a bunch of illegals and so you can fill these positions. You know, you don't see the consequence, the ramifications of that type of decision. These people are gonna work for cheaper. It's gonna dilute the nursing pool, and it's gonna hurt other nurses because. Why are you gonna pay? Ain't nobody hire no illegal immigrants to be nurses, Kevin. Man, there's some dumb people in New York. You see how dumb the mayor is, don't you? He even recommended it. You probably got nursing shortage because you fired all of them when that damn COVID shot was going on. That's why you got nursing shortage. I'm just saying. That's why. That's dangerous. All right, here's the when you want to pollute. Hey, Kevin, you need to shut the fuck up. No, when you want to dilute a career with illegal immigrants, that's just stupid. And let's go to the Hey man, what's wrong with you? No man, you just want to keep talking. You in a rag or something today? You may go get you some maxi pads? Hey, I'm trying to show this. I could go get you some Midol. The salary estimates for lifeguards up in New York, $15 to $22 an hour. Up in New York, that's chump change. Yeah, you poor as hell, $84,000 a year. Your apartment costs $10,000 a month. You ain't put no gas in your car. I heard gas up there was like $8 a gallon. New York is just a lost cause. Y'all probably elected the dumbest mayor y'all ever had. For him even to go, and he thinks he's actually doing something good. Well, he's talking to everybody. Hey, I got a solution to our problem. Well, you know what he's doing? He's lazy. He's trying to kill two birds with one stone.
When he was on the Breakfast Club, he said he did a whole lot. I mean, he ran down the gambit of all of his successes. So if y'all don't think he did anything, then maybe you should go to the Breakfast Club and listen to that interview where there was another black woman on the same show and she debated him and whooped his ass.
Lazy. Instead of doing the right thing, shipping them back where they came from, you're just lazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I do. We make them lifeguards. Turn them into nurses. See? That, you kill two birds with one stone. You got a crisis. Yeah. And you got black people get surrounding you. Y'all all look like a bunch of black idiots. They might not even be idiots because you sitting there right in the center and they sit right beside you.
Keith, they are idiots.
Well, they look like they was like, man, this dude is stupid. Do you see that face? Yeah, mute him. Look at that faces.
You got that face like
Look, what is she playing with? She playing with paperwork. And she over there, look, what's she doing?
Paying attention.
She playing with her.
Man, just black people just stupid, man.
Hey, he do look like a referee though. Somebody said give him a whistle and some sneakers. He do look like, man, he looks smooth like a daggone referee. Who said that? Who said he looked like a referee, man? That's crazy. RJJ, you wrong for that one, bro. You wrong. Somebody go get Paula, please. Get that baby some milk.
Lost all faith in black people.
Right to work, to become
Black people ain't got no damn sense at all. These people are stupid.
Well, no,
not all black people, but the liberal, the progressive black man.
There you go.
That man, if I come in contact with a progressive or a black liberal, I do an about face and I'll run as fast as I can.
Well, up in New York, well, no, up in Illinois, I think in California too.
Yeah.
They trying to push this legislation through where if you have a green card, you're not a citizen, they'll make you a cop.
You getting pulled over by foreign nationals.
And he got this heavy accent and his English is broken. Get out of the car.
What?
Pendejo. I don't know much Spanish.
Yeah, you know all the bad words.
Get out of the El Coche. Put manos in the arrows. Bust the capas.
Hey, captus? You know what that mean, right? Slang for understand.
Yeah.
Why would you be speaking?
You remember the New York mayor? What else he said? It was a few months back.
Yeah.
He was talking about, it was he was having some interview.
Yeah.
And he was like, tell people about the city. Right? He said, yeah, this is a great city.
Yeah, I believe that.
This is a city where you get a hot dog and next minute a plane's flying into one of your buildings.
I remember that.
Or there's a plane landing in the Hudson. I was like, that's your pitch for your city?
Yeah.
You could be eating a hot dog. I forget what exactly he said, but one day it could be sunny, and the next day there's a plane flying into your building.
Man.
I was like,
man, you know what, man? When you start paying attention to politics, you actually pick a side, you start to listen what both parties has to offer. You seek their opinions. You listen, their perspective on things. You're like, man, there's a lot of stupid people on the left. I mean, there's a lot of stupid. There's some stupid people on the right, too. Don't get me wrong.
It is.
But the people on the left, I mean, they're really stupid.
It is.
I wouldn't even call them stupid. I say brain dead. They're literally vegetables.
Yeah. Well, we always say it, Keith. These elected officials, they are a great representation for the people they represent.
They voted for him.
Yeah.
I mean, you think he's stupid. You ought to sit down and talk to the average person that voted for him up there. It's probably scary.
If you're white and you voted for him, you're a traitor to your race. Show's over.
Show's over. Yeah. Gonna be a damn good show. A damn good show. It's a damn good show. Yeah. All right. So Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know about that in the comments below. If you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Much love to you all. I appreciate Lisa Marie. I appreciate Angel. Best auntie ever. Catalia, I saw you pull up. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you helping out. Everyone that contributed to the conversation that we had inside of the chat. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all are dope. On our next live stream, please try not to bully anyone. Okay, leave Paula alone. Leave anybody alone that comes through and just want to say something just to get us talking. Sometimes you need to welcome people who pull up and they have different um, different ideas on the topics that we're discussing, because it starts interesting conversation. If everyone's always saying the same thing, no conversation is going to happen. It becomes more like a cheerleading session, if that makes any sense. But those type of comments, they really stand out to me, especially if they're without any they seem to be without thought, but they aren't. Most of the things that people pull up with, especially if they're trolls, they're going to pull up with something that they really planned out that can throw a monkey wrench in whatever we're discussing, because they too want answers sometimes and they just don't know how to ask. So they will say something outlandish that will make us address them in another way, and it becomes fun for them, but they do learn from the fodder that they created. At any event, I'll see y'all next live, man. And anybody that wants to grow on YouTube, please hit me up with the word coach. Here's my information across the screen. You guys have an amazing day. Here's my information. If you're trying to grow on YouTube, hit me up with the word coach, and I will see you guys on the next live stream. Shout out to all of LFR family.